live. Hello and welcome to the Four Swords Misadventures podcast with your host Victor Fiore.
What's up? What's up?
as well as our esteemed guest, Mr. Tak.
Hello.
And with yours truly, the AnimeFreak.
AKA Blue Link.
Or Blue Link.
And Green Link here. How you doing? How's everyone?
We're doing podcasts because Vic needs views.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so
general talk, I guess.
General talk. Anything new? What's the word on the street?
The words on the street are, I don't know.
He is still stupid.
Well, that's obvious, Tak, to be honest.
Well, yeah. But hey, what's something?
Well, anime. Been watching a lot of that. You have to.
I'm playing Pokemon Crystal on the 3DS right now.
What about you, good sir?
Not much, to be honest. I mean, just keeping track of all the things that's gaming related at the moment. Just looking at that whole information about a potential like GameCube Wii emulator supposedly hidden in the Switch. I mean, that's kind of interesting.
It does not surprise me because people try to emulate everything nowadays.
Well, he means an official one.
That is true.
The thing is that it hasn't been released officially, from what I can gather. For all I know, they're probably gonna open up the possibility of actually like downloading these games from the eShop and using them on the actual emulator officially. Still, we don't really know what's gonna happen, but that would be really interesting to actually see later on in the Switch.
Just wait till data miners get their hold of that GameCube emulation system and then make an emulator of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Eventually it will.
Never underestimate the power of hackers. Hackers are strong with them.
I mean, doesn't matter what console it is, doesn't matter what technology you have it, people are still gonna hack your consoles no matter what. That's pretty much like the whole hacker scenario. It's like regardless, people are gonna find a way.
Basically, they see it as a challenge, and yeah.
Pretty much.
People will find a way. They always do.
Make your systems open, not just advise people to try to break them open.
Yeah.
The power of emulation is getting stronger.
It's still a bit of a gray area. Some say it's legal, others it's like it's morally frowned upon. So it really varies from person to person whether it's kind of allowed or not.
Actually,
that's what all the big gaming companies say.
Actually, by itself, emulation is not illegal in the U.S.
It isn't.
It isn't.
It's only the ROMs that are.
It's the ROMs that are illegal.
That's what people don't usually like understand. I mean, the emulation is legal, has been legal ever since that whole debate with like I think it was that issue that PlayStation was like originally like trying to sue a company for making an emulation of the hardware, and that pretty much like blew over, and that was supposedly like, you know, it kind of blew out of proportion, and the whole thing was actually like in the other company's favor. I think it was Connectix, or was that what was the other emulator?
Connectix and then Bleem, I think.
Bleem, that's what the other one, yeah.
Bleem.
So that lawsuit alone kind of legalized emulation because it's pretty much like a fair use kind of thing.
And then Sony stops Bleem by buying them.
Pretty much.
And it's funny, like they always say, oh, emulation's bad, you shouldn't do it. Yet almost all the new consoles nowadays do emulation.
Why do you think Virtual Console exists?
Pretty
How
much.
do you think PS1 games on PS3 exist? How do you think PS2 on PS4 exists? Emulation! All of it!
How about bootleg systems that you can buy at the store?
Pretty much.
So yeah. With emulation, it is a moral gray area, and it is the ROMs that are what is.
The ROMs are the issue. The actual emulator isn't.
Like how we're just pretty much redoing your emulation video for you.
In a sense, but we're still trying to get that that moral explanation that yes, it's kind of frowned upon, but it's one of those things where people kind of get away with it, regardless. It's like it was a big deal like back in the early 2000s. I mean, back when the internet was like the Old West. So yeah.
We can't promote piracy.
And of course, we shouldn't be promoting piracy. So please support the official release of consoles and hardware and software. I mean, you know.
Well,
help the industry. Sorry?
Well, if it's possible, I mean, there are games where the publisher went under, and there's no chance of those games getting licensed again, so...
Yeah, that's like one of those loopholes.
And if you guys are going to ask us where to get ROMs and emulators, don't ask us, please. Because we're not going to tell you.
Actually, I'll say where to get emulators and ROMs. Google.
Yeah, Google.
I think that's enough as it is. I think we're giving out too much information there. we don't want anyone pirating games. Seriously, we don't. We don't encourage that.
We don't unless it's EA to screw them over or Activision to screw them over. Then you can do it.
If it's EA, then all right. If it's EA, yeah, screw them. Yeah, pretty much.
The blood is
Speaking of something interesting, I heard that EA actually might be being bought out by Microsoft.
I don't see it happening.
Two wrongs don't make a right. I'm sorry. Two wrongs don't make a right.
And two rights don't make a left.
If Microsoft buys EA, that means they have the licenses to all the Star Wars games.
But keep in mind, this is Microsoft we're talking about. Microsoft, the same people that screwed over Rare. I don't trust that. I really don't.
That is true.
It be said if EA got screwed over. Let's be serious here.
I think anything that screws over EA is like heaven to me.
Oh god, they're like the world's most hated company.
Well, no, they are.
Gosh.
The worst. Absolute worst.
Especially after the whole Battlefront 2 scenario. Good god.
Do we have to bring that up at all?
Yeah. I think everyone... pretty much Reddit just summarized the whole scenario about the loot boxes and how EA and Battlefront 2 tried to like abuse the system. Yeah, but I think we pretty much get the gist of it. I think everyone kind of like knows the story pretty much. So yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, like their like EA's post became the #1 most hated post in all of Reddit history. So.
And for the people who don't really understand the whole thing about loot boxes, I guess it's like kind of slot machines, in a sense, but it's like a cheating kind of a mechanism where you're forced to cough up more dough.
I've heard them compared to trading card game booster packs.
I guess
it's like that's worse. Because like with loot boxes, a really bad issue, and this is becoming a trend in AAA games now, is that they're taking like huge bits of content out of the game and then putting them into loot boxes.
Totally.
It's like, for example, Battlefront. They took out like half of the content and put it into loot boxes to make people pay more money on top of the money that they already spent buying the game itself.
You know, I miss the days where the entire game was already in the disc. You know?
Yeah. Damn it too.
It's just frustrating how people are literally abusing... companies are literally abusing this whole system. The DLCs, the loot boxes, the expansion packs, the season pass. Couldn't we just have everything back in one disc? Like the old days?
To be fair, weren't expansion packs handled better in the old days?
Yes.
I can't really argue there.
Kind of like with, what's a good example?
I think Doom had a few expansion packs too.
Yeah.
I will say during the lifespan of the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and the Wii, with their DLC stuff, they did it a little bit more tame back then.
Actually, I think it wasn't until the Wii U that actually started, pretty much like opening up the DLC there. No, I don't think the Wii actually had any DLC at all, from what I gather.
It did. some Wii games did have it, like Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Oh, some did have it. Okay, yeah. I wasn't really sure about that.
Some keyboard games had it too.
It was mostly just Kinect games, because, you know, the Kinect, because that was a thing.
Well, a disaster.
Let me get started with Kinect.
Or how
they're trying to bring back Kinect for Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Why would you bring back the Kinect? You know, the thing that people universally hated.
The Kinect.
That ain't gonna fly at all.
You know what I like to call the Kinect? The Xbox Creepy Cam. Because that's what it is. It's just gonna spy you constantly. Good thing they got rid of that.
Yeah. Alright, I guess we should get on to our next segment here. We have to talk about the anime awards that are happening right now. As of the 2017 anime awards from Crunchyroll.
What are the nominees?
They have a lot of nominees. They have things like Made in Abyss, the Ancient Mage's Bride, and of course My Hero Academia, because yeah. And I'm really skeptic about it because, as a critic for anime, there's a lot of showboating for specific animes in the awards. There, like, you'll see like things like March comes in like a lion, like in 5 different award sections, and you sit there and go like, yeah, that's good that they're in those, but like, can't you give other seasonal anime that came out a chance? Like, I'm sure there was a lot of really good ones that came out like last year, so I don't know why you are ignoring those. Like Dragon Ball Super is not in it.
I'm surprised it isn't.
You think it would be? I know there's a lot of My Hero Academia in it, and a lot of March comes in like a lion. And I'm not saying those animes are not good. They are great animes. They are both fantastic. But the issue is that the awards are kind of making it kind of one-sided in the awards, I guess you could say. Like, for example, they have like a award for best boy and best girl, and in both boy and girl, they have 2 nominees for My Hero Academia characters in both boys and girls. So there's 2 boys and 2 girls, and I think that's wrong, because you should only be allowed 1 nominee for one anime specifically, because they should give a chance to other characters in other animes as well. Like, I can guarantee, I'll tell you this: in the top female characters, they have no character from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid in it. None of them have been nominated, which I think is like hilarious, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that would want some characters from that anime in there.
Right. I'm looking here at the list of the Anime of the Year awards. We got the current ones. March comes in like a lion, season 2. Made in Abyss. Land of the Lustrous. Of course, My Hero Academia, season 2. Then we got the Sending Stories, Shouken Rokugu Shinju, season 2. Sorry if I butchered that, but that's I'm trying to pronounce it as best as possible. And Little Witch Academia? Huh, didn't know that one.
No, that one. I think it first started off as a movie.
Yeah, it's available on Netflix.
And then it expanded to its own anime series because it was so popular. And I like it. It's really good. I kind of like to think kind of like almost like a Kiki anime. If Kiki became a comedy anime a little bit.
So it has a bit of Studio Ghibli influence into it.
Well, that's how I see it. But like, I don't know. So because I never read the anime.
That sounds very interesting.
It's good. It's good from what I've been told. So.
I mean, if you technically compare it to like Kiki's Delivery Service, then yeah, that would be worth it.
Again, that's my own like hypothesis of it. Again, I haven't seen it,
Right.
so I really can't do it justice. Maybe someone in the comment section who has seen it can let us know.
Yeah,
In fact,
possibly.
If you guys have topics about stuff for us on the podcast, yeah, leave us some stuff. We'll put it in the next podcast maybe. So if you guys have any comments or questions or something, just put them in the comments. Look at them. Might as well.
Yeah.
All right, might as well, looking into this whole anime awards thing. There's also one about best comedy. So let's see, we got Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Let's see here.
That was hilarious, to be honest.
Little Witch Academia. Mr. Osomatsu Season 2.
Yeah,
Then we got Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World Season 2. Gamers. Literally, that's the one called Gamers.
Yeah,
Then,
that one's a romantic comedy, I think.
I don't know, but the logo itself just shows like a bunch of like anime girls and Tetris blocks. 3D Tetris blocks.
What?
It's a really good anime. Like, a really, really good anime.
Tetris the anime? That's weird.
I guess it just involves them playing games like Tetris or puzzle games, or I don't really know. So I don't know if I can't judge.
I'll have to explain it to you later in the podcast, or like maybe not off the podcast. I'll tell you about a little bit more about gamers because I know a little bit about it.
Okay, and there's also this other one called Sure Dure Children. This is from Studio Gokumi.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
To be honest, I'm like very like I have no idea what animes these are in particular, since I'm not like that. I'm not like that into like modern anime, since most of my bread and butter when it comes to anime is usually like anime from the 90s and early 2000s. That's about it for the most part.
He's an old scrub.
So I'm more old school when it comes to anime, but the new stuff I like to get into it. Just not really sure which one's the best recommendation out of all these. But they look very interesting.
What do you think next season of Slayers is going to happen?
Not really sure.
That'll never happen. Probably. Unless they would probably remake it.
What about Haruhi Season 3? Oh, well, that's not going to happen either.
Haruhi?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, they did do a spin-off, so I don't know.
Let's see. There are also other categories: best animation, best score, best CGI, best film, best villain, best manga, best opening, best ending, best hero, best boy, best girl, best continuing series, best slice of life.
Yeah, so slice of life.
And of course, best drama and best action.
Yep. There'd be more genres in there, like best mechas and stuff too. But there ain't.
I'm surprised there aren't any like I don't see any like voice actor awards though.
Yeah, there's some voice actor awards. I don't think they ever do awards for voice actors, which I think is kind of sad.
But actually, I think I saw like years ago. I think it was like 2007 or 2008. Vic Mignogna, the voice actor for Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist. He's supposedly. I think that was like the Annie Awards or something like that, right? Or it was something else. He did get an award for his portrayal of Edward Elric at one point. That I do remember.
Yeah. With these awards, like all the anime that are on this that are on the awards are extremely good animes, and yeah, there's a reason why they're on the award ceremony. Anything that's nominated, I would say, is an anime that is worth your time watching.
Yeah, totally.
Because they earned it. They earned their rights to be in those spots for anime, the Anime Awards. I guarantee you, like, people are gonna be probably voting for My Hero Academia, absolutely, because it is extremely popular. But March comes in like a lion. Season 2 will probably also come in, because that's also really popular. I'm hoping certain animes do get some awards, like for best villain. I'm hoping Tanya from Tanya the Evil gets best villain, because the anime is great. And it only seems fitting that she would be it, because all the other villains of the season were kind of lame compared to her.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she gets that award. I'm also hoping that the Ancient Mage's Bride gets an award too, made for best.
You know, I find funny how Attack on Titan is also like, it's also nominated for an anime award. This one's this is nominated for best CGI, along with others like Land of the Lustrous, Kato the Right Answer, Recreators, Knights in Magic, and Inuyashiki. Not Inuyasha, Inuyashiki.
I think Land of the Lustrous is probably going to win that one because it's an anime that's full on CGI, and from what I was told, it's very, very good. So
yeah, I should really get back to like watching Attack on Titan. I mean, I've only seen like, I guess it would be like the first episode, but that was only like the abridged version. You know, since it's from Team 4-Star, that was like the only time I actually saw like any footage of Attack on Titan. Though I get like a lot of recommendations for it.
But Vic, you're too busy watching Cardcaptor Sakura. Clear Card.
Oh, so that's your segue into that. I see.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, me and Vic have been watching that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Vic? Tell me how you feel.
Personally,
where did the anime touch you?
I'm sorry?
What?
I'm sorry?
Where did the anime touch you in the heart?
Oh, okay.
Let me repeat it.
Watch it. We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it advertiser friendly.
Yeah.
We're advertiser friendly. This is a podcast. We are not PC, folks. We're not PC.
We are anti-PC, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely anti-PC.
Anyway, regarding Cardcaptor Sakura, the new season called Clear Card, which actually premiered like 3 weeks ago. Right now, it's like the most recent episode was episode 4, and so far I'm really liking the series. I mean, it's very the first thing that just comes to mind is that it's like a return to roots. It's very faithful to the original series that was back in the 90s, and I actually like admit watching it when it was available at the time. And I was actually like really impressed at like the story itself felt like really mature, despite it being like a bunch of kids like telling this whole storyline about how to collect these mysterious magical cards. And seeing how like this series has been revived, like I'm guessing almost 20 years later, and it still holds up surprisingly. I find the characters really likable. The animation is just amazing. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about the series. I'm just looking forward to see it. I'm still kind of question like how long it's going to be. Some sources say it's going to be like 22 episodes. Other sources say that Clear Card is going to be 26 episodes. We don't really know yet. So I'm still looking forward to this whole like new storyline regarding the Clear Cards. So
I would be surprised if they extended to maybe over 50 episodes just because of its popularity so far.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised on that. Yeah, it's great. I'm loving it with watching it with Vic. Not only does it feel nostalgic for me and him, but it's also like nice to see an anime that's, how can I say it, really true to its roots, I guess I could say. I don't know how to describe it. But it's nice to see an old school anime with the characters being their characters, and you know.
I mean, it's probably currently with all the anime that I've seen every now and then. This is like the most family-friendly anime I've seen so far to date.
Why are you saying that? What you talking about?
No, family-friendly. Family-friendly because we're talking about an anime that doesn't have like any types of fan service in particular. That's come on, it's a little girl, really. It's like, do you imagine if that actually happened in the anime? You're like, oh, that would just ruin it.
I think it would ruin it, and it would make no sense to the story. Granted, there have been moments where they've tried to sneak in an FGG.
No, but I don't think they would go there. I mean, no. Come on.
They wouldn't go. Nah.
They have to keep it family friendly at least.
She's like 12.
Okay. Yeah.
12. Something like that. But yeah.
What was she? What original series?
She was 10 in the original series, actually.
Oh wow, good guess on my part.
Well, this new season, it was like I think there's like a 3-year gap, so yeah.
She's 13 now or something like that.
But they still look like they're 10, actually.
They never age.
It's a floating timeline scenario. They never age. 3 years pass, but it's 3 years on our time, not their time.
In their time, it's only 3 years. In our time, it's 15 years.
And the funny thing is that they have smartphones now. They've gotten so modernized so quickly.
The wizard did it from Four Swords. The wizard did it.
The wizard did it, yeah. Well, technically there is a wizard, but, you know. Not to get
But
off
he's the
topic.
wizard that did it.
Did what? Exactly.
Exactly. We don't talk about the wizard that did it.
He just did it.
He
Moving
just
on.
did it. But yeah. I liked when I was walking one day, and I was with some anime fans, and I was talking to them, and they were talking about all the new seasonal anime. And I don't try and keep track of all seasonal anime. In fact, half the time I barely watch any of it, which is wrong of me to do. But again, I get like requested like thousands of different types of animes, including old. So I really don't get much time. Sorry about that. I got to blow my nose a little bit. But I was talking to them, and they were all talking about. I'm like, man, I can't wait for Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. And their reactions were like, "What's Cardcaptor Sakura?" I had to facepalm. Are you serious? They're like, "No, what is it?" I'm like, "It's an anime from the old age." They're like, "Old age? You mean like in you mean like 2012?" I'm like, "No, I'm talking the 90s." They're like, "There was anime back in the 90s?" And I facepalmed again. Like, really, guys?
People these days don't know good anime if it hit them in the face.
That's not true. There are some really great animes that come out in the seasonal. But I do wish people, new anime fans, would go and watch the old stuff. I really wish they would, because then they're like, "Oh, we've watched all the seasonal anime. There's no good anime out there to watch now." It's like, you could go and watch something like Trigun. What's Trigun? Really? Really?
Next thing you know, they're probably gonna say, "What's Slayers?"
I've already heard that.
God damn it! Really, Slayers is like the most popular anime of the 90s.
Like, guys, like any person here in the comments, I need to hear you. Have any of you guys watched any old school anime? If you have, let us know and tell us what anime it is. Please, we need this.
Totally.
I guess we should probably talk about Four Swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might as well give some information of the whole story. I know that the episode has taken a little. I'm sorry?
They're getting spoilers.
Anyway, I don't want to reveal too much, but the thing is that, since the episode got so out of hand, and of course it took me like a year and a half to actually write the episode with a bit of help, of course, like 5 different writers.
Yeah. You were like only halfway done. I was like, "Do you need some help?" And then you're like, "Do you know what I should do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you should do." So I helped him write it.
So we were pretty much we were brainstorming different ideas here and there, just trying to figure out like what ideas would stick, and of course we came up with like these crazy gags like here and there, just and somehow like we had to like correlate it to an actual script, and that was like the tricky part.
But did it turn out well?
According to the script, the one that I've read so far, I think it turned out really well. Of course, I just need to like reread it just to see if it actually holds up. But for the most part, since we've added so much content, and of course I was forced to like split the episode in half, and in a way it's it's kind of beneficial because that means there are like more episodes to come. But still, it's just a lot of content. There's just so much to keep up, and don't really know like how else to continue. And well, we'll just have to see what happens down the road. Once these 2 episodes are finished, and we actually have like more content to continue the story. If there's the opportunity to continue the story, that is. Depending on what's going to happen on YouTube, but that's another story.
Yeah, pretty much. What are your thoughts, Tak? I thought you did help write it.
Yeah, well, I threw a couple ideas toward Vic. If you use them, whatever. If you use them, that's fine. If not, whatever. The point is, I threw some ideas at him.
Yeah, it really varies on what joke works and what doesn't. So there are times that I do like, borrow a joke from someone. There are times that it doesn't work. There are times that I'm kind of like very picky. It really varies. I mean, as a writer, I can also be somewhat picky with the content in the story because I want to tell the story, but I don't want to get too distracted with the joke, and I just want to move on with the rest of the content. So I just want to continue with the progress of the story, and just not get too dragged on with like one joke constantly, time and time again. Like move on to the next one. That's pretty much like what I try to do.
Yeah, that's about right. I hope it turns out well for folks. I hope you guys like it, because I helped write it.
And yeah, keep in mind, since I'm actually releasing the episode in chapters, of course I'm working on the episodes, like, once I actually get them completed, of course I'll just upload them on the channel, like, one at a time. And then when I have, like, the first episode or so completed, I'll just upload it as a whole episode. Just to keep the fans happy, and I'll continue with the next part, hopefully. Since this year...
Those people in the comments who keep asking where Four Swords is, just watch the podcast. You'll learn some stuff about it.
Shush.
Sabotage.
And also, just to let people know, Vic's banned from reading the comment section because he gets triggered from it.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Oh, speaking of controversial stuff, I guess we should talk about the elephant in the room here. About the video you uploaded today. Vic.
Yeah,
you should probably talk about that, shouldn't you? I'm gonna leave that to you to talk about because I don't want to be involved in that.
And I haven't seen the video yet, so I'll just shut up and play Pokemon Crystal.
You would be playing Pokemon in the background.
Way to throw me under the bus, man.
I left you out for the birds to feed on you.
Bastard. Anyway, long story short, I was just venting out my frustration both on YouTube and because of the whole scenario that Logan Paul caused. I don't know if he's if he's completely to blame or if he's partially to blame. Either way, YouTube has pretty much screwed small creators, myself included. And my channel, of course, barely has 15,000 subscribers. But right now, with the current scenario, I've kind of noticed like my revenue slumping and taking a nosedive, and in the last week or so it's been kind of hurting the channel. So I had to find other ways to actually upload more content for the channel just for the sake of entertaining people, because I can't just upload some animations and just stay alive, especially considering how YouTube is pretty much killing animation channels. Since everyone's pretty much focusing on either news, podcasts, or unboxing, or basically
Drama.
or YouTube drama as well. I mean, there's just so much variety. Back when YouTube, back simpler times when YouTube, anyone could create the content and everyone was pretty much happy and just enjoy whatever was dished out. But now they're forcing more emphasis on vlogs and other stuff. That it's literally like isolating other content creators in that sense, and it's frustrating from that perspective.
It is. It's just that YouTube acting like a child again. They've always done it. We will fight against it. It will fight. Small creators will fight against it because it's absolute horseshit what they're doing. And those people who are watching this, support your small YouTube channels. Please support them. Subscribe to them. Watch their stuff. Please. It's the only way that they're going to be able to keep doing the things that you guys enjoy watching. You need to do that. So please support people like Vic, because you love his Four Swords series. You'd hate for it to disappear off the face of the earth. Please support him and watch his stuff when he can. That includes his Let's Plays. Yes, I'm plugging that. He's trying his best to make the best content for you guys. So try to, understand that when he uploads a video, if it's not Four Swords, please don't just immediately dislike it, because he's trying his best to entertain you guys, the fans, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my 2 cents for that. So.
Well, anyway, thanks for plugging that in.
Good plugs.
Yeah.
Shameless plugs.
Yeah, I do want to make more Let's Plays at some point. I'm just trying to figure out like what exactly. I have been asking on Twitter if if anyone actually like has any recommendations for like for future Let's Plays. I've already gotten a couple, just not really sure if they would be if they would be appropriate for the channel, given how some companies have this tendency of claiming copyrights over Let's Plays. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Not just Nintendo. Billy Konami's been doing it too.
Oh, I know. That's because everybody hates Konami.
Konami used to be good. What happened?
Fuck Konami. The studio got involved. Corporate.
I mean, it's
No, they just got stupid over the years.
Yep.
stupid.
They're too busy cashing in on pachinko machines.
God, that too.
Quite possibly the stupidest move Konami has ever done was get rid of Hideo Kojima. Really, the guy that pretty much gave birth to Metal Gear. You're gonna get rid of him.
They also threw him under the bus too.
Yep.
I've
But
al-
that's just how it is.
It's weird how gaming companies are, taking this like huge 180, and instead of like praising intellectual properties, they pretty much turn it to trash, for whatever reason.
Excuse
Money.
me.
Money. All they care about is
Excuse
money.
me.
They don't care about the bottom line. They just care about money. That's it.
Oh man, what is with my throat today?
Yeah, you're sounding a little hoarse.
Buzzing. Yeah, I think that's about all we can talk about. I think. How long has the podcast been?
Yeah, so far it's already marking like around 36 minutes. If you want to add any more content for the podcast, I don't know what else you want to add.
We can talk about more stuff if we want. Video games. What video games have we been playing? I guess.
Pokemon Crystal on 3DS.
Oh, yeah, that's Pokemon. What's your team that you're running in your Pokemon attack?
My starter's Totodile. I tried over a Mew from another save. And I think for my flying type, I'm going to go with Crobat. So I caught a Zoo at Dark Cave.
And a Crobat. He's
And
very
not about the other three yet.
I still remember that one time where I actually got caught in this Wobbuffet versus Wobbuffet Pokemon battle. It was frustrating to fight through.
Because being in a Metapod. Try being in a
Well,
Metapod.
that's just that later, Jed, where Shadow Tag doesn't affect other Shadow Tag users.
It was basically like Metapod versus Metapod, Maximum Harden. And they both end up struggling at the very end.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
What was the point of Metapod if you could only do, like, what? You basically just do a Harden and I think Tackle? Barely?
That's only if you evolved it from a Caterpie.
Right.
You need to get your. You need
Yeah,
to get the
Cat's a Wild Metapod or Kakuna get their re-evolve forms, so they at least have an attack move until they evolve into Butterfree or Beedrill.
There's one Pokemon you need to get tack.
Really? What?
The great god Pokemon himself, Shuckle. His holy might will save you.
Oh, you know what they say. No, are we keeping this PG? I don't know if we're not keeping it PC.
Yeah, might as well. Let it loose.
It's not.
Let
this
it
is
loose,
not
whatever.
a PC call. I've already said shit in that multiple times on this.
Say the line then.
Also, all hail the Helix fossil.
You bored.
Hashtag you.
I had to bring it up because Twitch plays Pokemon. When I saw that years ago, that was just the most hilarious train wreck I've ever seen.
So good. So good. People got stuck on a ledge for like 4 or 5 days. Down one ledge next to Brock's gym.
Oh god, the anarchy! It's literally.
Actually beat the game.
I'm amazed they were able to beat the game.
You think that's nuts? What plays Dark Souls?
Oh shoot!
God, please no.
That is the thing.
How about Twitch plays The Binding of Isaac?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure too.
On hard difficulty, no less.
Yeah.
Would they be lucky to get past first few floors?
Probably.
No, it's just
I can see Isaac walking into a wall while he's being attacked by freaking worms.
No, they're like they kind of the hard person just die instantly.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm always trying to see if there's ever a Twitch plays like Kingdom Hearts or something, so I can just laugh at what's going on in it.
Oh boy.
I gotta see if there are any other like Twitch plays kind of scenarios.
I saw one for Twitch plays Earthbound recently. There's also one for Twitch plays Undertale.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not gonna spoil that game though, because Tech here has not played all of Undertale yet.
Neither have I.
If you spoil Undertale, you're gonna have a bad time.
Pretty much. And I like people in the comments, don't spoil Undertale. Please don't. Please don't. They need to experience it. I'm making them play the pacifist route. They don't know anything about it, so don't tell them.
So I'm also reading here that it also spawned like other different types of Twitch plays. Particularly, there's one on Street Fighter 2. There's one on Halo, Metal Gear Ghost Babel. Let's see, of course, Dark Souls that was already mentioned. Fallout 3. Oh, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Really? And even Pokemon Go.
Twitch plays Pokemon. How does that work?
I don't know how that works.
Let's see, it says Pokemon Go, which uses location spoofing to simulate the movement of a real person in response to viewers' commands.
Oh,
wow.
God. That is horrible.
Pokemon Go Twitch?
That's gotta be a disaster.
Oh man, I never even knew that's a thing. I'm finding this out right now.
He's excited for it.
Wow.
Oh, the crazy stuff that Twitch does sometimes. That's just
I'll do
hilarious.
Twitch. I'm always watching Cow Shop, so on there. So
Let's see. Just seeing the list of all the completed Pokemon games. Let's see: Pokemon Red, Crystal, Emerald, Fire Red, Platinum, Heart Gold, Pokemon Black, Black 2, Pokemon X, Omega Ruby, Pokemon Red, Pokemon Battle Evolution. Actually, Pokemon Battle Evolution is not. Well, that wasn't completed from what I can see here.
What games have I? Pokemon games I've beaten. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Coliseum XD, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, not Pearl Silver. Black one, black one, white one, white 2, not black 2, X, Y, Alpha Sapphire, not Omega Ruby, Sun, Moon, Ultra Moon, and I need to beat Ultra Sun for a couple Pokemon.
I'm double Pokemon.
So there are still Pokemon games here that haven't really been played through Twitch. So let's say Pokemon Sun, for example, Pokemon Theta Emerald X, Pokemon Ultra Sun. I'm looking through the Wikipedia part where it says Twitch plays Pokemon, the legacy part.
Right, Battle Revolution, and also with Twitch plays Pokemon, weren't they basically using Battle Revolution as kind of like a salty bet deal?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of. Actually, let's see. Theta Emerald, yeah, it took like 15 days to complete. Pokemon Green took, well, this one's like to be determined. It's ongoing.
Emerald, what's that a hack of? Original Emerald or Aurus?
Pokemon. Let's see, this Pokemon Green, I think this is like a version of Red and Blue or something like that, or it's related. Oh, it's a badly translated bootleg, okay.
Wait, Green? That sounds like the original Japanese Green.
No, it's a badly translated bootleg, actually.
Oh, so like Vietnamese Crystal?
Yeah.
Vietnamese Crystal.
Yeah!
Welcome to Elf World.
Oh yeah. Give you this budge or whatever.
Even the trading card game here is still ongoing. It hasn't been finished. Or maybe this thing's outdated. I'm not really sure.
Hard to say.
Well, if it's possible, find it on Twitch. Try to see if anything's available.
Like how dead we have now.
So, okay. Well, any other transitions we should talk about? Anything to segue?
I've been playing Ark Survival Evolved.
God, how much have you been raging on that?
I've died many times. I somehow got a Wyvern egg. I brought it to my base, and I somehow was able to get a Wyvern. That was really hard.
Wow.
Because I got chased by like 5 different Wyverns. Like 2 poison ones, an electric one, a fire one, and an ice one. It was horrible. I found out to make the Wyvern grow bigger, I have to feed it Wyvern milk. And the only way to get Wyvern milk is to shoot down a female Wyvern.
I thought you just had to milk it.
You have to knock it out and then milk it.
Oh boy.
Oh god. I'm gonna die. It's so bad.
Yeah, boy.
Besides that, yeah, I've been playing Ark, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, because Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm surprised no one ever done a Twitch plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
Actually, I think they have.
They have?
I think. Yeah, I think so. I'm sure, but...
How about Twitch plays Paper Mario? Or have they done that too?
There's been a lot of Twitch plays, different things, so... They did Paper, I remember there being a Paper Mario. I think they also did Twitch plays, what is it, oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. There's been so many Twitch plays out. I can't keep track. Oh man. We should play Mario Party together.
At some point, yeah.
Do you want to break up our friendship?
Yes.
Sure.
That's like the main. That's like the main reason why I decided to like stay away from any Mario Party games, because you know that reputation of like destroying friendships. He's like,
We should play one. It'd be great.
I do have to say though, who started with that comment? Who coined that phrase?
I think everyone did when they played Mario Party.
Pretty much.
We'll play Mario Party 2. It'll be great. I'll do my favorite part. I'll do my favorite part where I steal your guys' stars.
How about new?
Hey, but no.
Hey, at least it's better than Mario Party 1, where you have to grind your hand off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo actually sold like a bunch of gloves that's supposed to be protecting the palms.
That's probably why Mario Party 1 has never been re-released.
Pretty much. I mean, ever since they kind of like acknowledged that they're practically destroying their own controllers just with one game alone.
I remember playing Mario Party when I was a kid with my sister, and she was like, "We just grind our hands." We didn't have gloves too, so we just did it. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, those poor controllers with the wear and tear.
Yeah.
The number one destroyer of N64 joystick. Well, I guess that and the spin attack and Ocarina of Time of Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah.
That too, but I usually like charge to spin. Like I don't really like do the whole like 360 spin the rotation on the joystick.
I don't really use the quick spin either. Although I know speedrunners love doing that.
I do. If you do it, you can get like a boss and like stuck on you, and you can just like kill him like in one move.
Well, I saw a video of the guy quit killing Goma.
Yeah.
And quit killing some of the bosses in Twilight Princess GameCube / Wii U. Not the Wii version, because no quick spin in that.
Nah, no. It's so easy to do the spin attack. In Ocarina of Time, it really is. It's super easy. Majora's Mask too. A little bit trickier in Majora's Mask though. Now I just gotta beat the first game. The first original NES Zelda game. Like it's hard.
Oh, the first one was brutal.
First was brutal. Second was even worse.
I'm more used to the second one than the first one.
The second one's fucking ridiculously hard.
If you really... Oh, if you want even more brutal game than that, Castlevania 3.
Oh, no, you get me started. What, not Simon's Quest?
But Castlevania 3 is like considered the hardest of the NES Castlevanias.
Yeah.
By Castlevania 1. The problem with Simon's Quest is mainly just not knowing where to go.
It was too cryptic for its time.
What a horrible night to have a curse. Which, funny enough, they reference that in Binding of Isaac when you play as Eve. She has an item called Whore of Babylon, and whenever you get like down to half a heart or 1 heart, you'll turn into a demon, and text box will pop up saying, "What a horrible night to have a curse."
And by the way, I think that's actually a shirt now.
It is. just like I am error.
I am error.
I am error.
But also some other famous quotes.
Hey Vic, do you want to play Hourglass and do the Temple of the Ocean King?
Ugh, God, I hated that temple.
How about this? Critical do the Temple of the Ocean King when you play through Link to the Past again.
I hate you.
I've never seen you so... You were really, really struggling with Link to the Past for some reason.
I don't know, because it's hard? It's just not like the remake.
What remake? You mean a sequel?
Actually, yeah, the Link Between Worlds, he means.
It might as well be a remake, to be honest.
Well, then again, there is a GPA port, which is a little bit easier.
Technically,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably. It's just hard because, like there are certain things in it that, like, can mess you up really quickly. I'm not saying I didn't like the game. I love it. It's really hard.
Oh, but you hate it, so... But
I still beat Ganon. I still beat him. I don't know
Took
how
you
I
a while,
did it,
but
I
yeah.
At least you didn't use save states like a chump.
No, I didn't. I did it legit.
You almost save state, though.
I auto-save, but I never used my save. Never did. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do this legit. But I did it. Legit.
Gotta play Super Metroid.
No.
Super Metroid is one of those games that I haven't beaten yet. Never had the chance to.
It's because it's very labyrinth.
Super Metroid's good. My first time beating it, I beat it on an original Super NES with the original controller.
It's like I want to play the game Axiom Verge.
Mm-hmm.
Because that game's pretty much Metroid.
Was on somebody you were like, oh, somebody said short.
You know, when it comes to Metroid, the only 2 games in particular that I managed to beat were Metroid Prime 2, and that's like considered like one of the harder games in the Prime trilogy, and of course Metroid Zero Mission, which I did manage to beat at one time.
I beat Fusion, all 3 primes, including all 3 primes, Prime Hunters. Is it Fusion? Did I say Fusion?
I think so.
Yeah. Zero Mission. Other M. Oh boy. I need to beat Samus Returns. I just stopped playing. I need to get back to that. I'm really close to the end though.
There's so many games.
I should really get back to Metroid Prime because I think I got stuck in one part where it looks like a sort of like a totem, where it's like somewhat of a scavenger hunt, like in halfway through the game. I'm not really sure.
Artifact. The artifact. Yeah.
I didn't really know where to go, to be honest.
Well, the good thing is you come at the artifact temple and then scan the totems for clues on where the artifacts are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the tricky part. That's where I left off and haven't really played since because I got so distracted with other games.
There's so many.
First rule of Metroid Prime: scan everything.
It's like during my private time, I've been playing Super Mario Brothers 64 because I've never beaten that game.
I need to beat Mario 64.
I've never beaten it.
To be honest, I would say to square straight out. There is some kind of black voodoo magic that's been cursed onto me, where I can never beat a Mario game unless it's the original Mario.
What about World?
I've never beaten World.
Not even Mario 3?
I've never beaten Mario 3. I've never beaten Mario 2. I've never.
Just do it!
That's what I've been trying to do.
Yesterday you said today, so do it.
Just do it.
Guys, with a lot of memes on this podcast, just so you know.
Who cares?
We're already at 55 minutes, by the way.
Oh,
Probably end this podcast.
55 minutes of just rambling.
That's pretty much what it turned into. I am so sorry, people. I am so sorry.
As long as it's entertaining.
Yeah, this is this we have personality. Unlike some podcasts where it's like, yo, this is my podcast. Let's talk about political things.
Don't even get me started on politics.
Let's.
I'm gonna say it's all BS. The end.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, pretty much.
How are we gonna end this podcast? Should I just fart in the microphone? Something like that?
Yeah, I guess.
There you go, there's my fart.
I better be advertiser friendly. Well, that about does it for this week's podcast. Thanks for listening. Just wanted to give thanks to Tak and The AnimeFreak for actually, joining me in this little podcast. It's the first one we've ever done. And if you have any comments or any suggestions for future podcasts, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, bye.